in this video, I'm going to go over some of the new features from Flipgrid that just came out fall 2020. One of the first things that I want to talk about is that there is some kind of new terminology and vernacular when you go into your Flipgrid. Before your grids, right? They were called grids, which is where you created a grid was your class essentially. Now they're called groups. So you'll notice that instead of saying my grids up here, it's called discussion. And now instead of a grid, you've got groups. And within those groups, you've got your topics. From there, the way that everything is set up hasn't changed really. So you can still check out my other videos where I talk about creating a grid, which is now a group, and setting up topics and all of the different settings. You can look at those past videos of mine. Those are still apply. Those still apply. Make sure that we're creating our groups as groups with our domain name. That means that all our students then will sign in with their ACES Google account, and that way that keeps your group private to within your class, and that's the best security option for us. One of the main features that are updated now are the facts that there's a lot of new types of choices within your camera while you're recording a response. So that's primarily what I want to focus on here is all of the new camera updates for responses. So I'm going to click on the short section because I can just show you from there and click on record video. And I just want to go over some of the new camera responses. So when you first open your video response, a student is going to notice that there are some options, and part of those options are if I want to upload an already done clip. So if I wanted to upload a video that I've already created, I can do that there. I can also mirror my video if I wanted to do that. I can turn off my audio if I was just showing something, and I have now the option of screen recording. So if I click on that, it's going to capture my whole entire screen. It's going to start screen recording. Once it starts screen recording, I can click on what I want. I can share it, 3, 2, 1. And now I can go ahead and yes, I can minimize this window or go into where I want to start recording my screen. And it's going to be doing that. When I'm done, I can switch back and I can stop my recording. And yep, now I can go ahead and pause that. I can minimize this. Once you've done your recording, essentially, right, you do have some built-in editing. Oh my goodness. You have some built-in editing options within Flipgrid where you can take particular clips and review them, and you can move them around. I can take my clip and if I want to add more time, I can add more time. If I stopped recording, but I just remembered I wanted to add more to my recording, I can add more to it and add more time and add more recording. And I can always just dump this, close it, and start again, which I'm going to do right now. Some other new features in the response. If I am not just recording a response. So this is taking a little bit to load at the moment. Give this a second. So if I wanted to not record my screen and I'm going to do a typical response, there's also some built-in features in this just basic response once I start doing it, and I can find that under effects. So now with effects, I can have filter options where I can change my camera filters if I so wanted to. There are also frames now for your camera, which is great. So if I was doing like a news report, I can make it look really official with the news flash camera there. There's a lot of different frames that you can use. There's emojis that you can put in and accessories while you're recording yourself that I can add. Right, there's the draw tool. There's the photo tool, which I can bring in pictures if I wanted to do that. And there is also the board tool. So if I wanted to record actually with a whiteboard that I wanted to be able to draw directly on here, I could do that as well. I have the option of white or even graph or lined. So that's all an option for me. And one of the greatest things about this little feature though is that it has the split screen option. So I can be coming in on one side and have my board on the other while I'm giving my explanation. And then I can go ahead and draw on my board if I wanted to, or even add text to my board and move this over here. And so I can go ahead and add text to my board. There's all of these different options that now you can do within the recording of your Flipgrid response. So it really does give students a lot of different ways to be able to express themselves in their response. If I had a dual facing camera, the Flip is going to let me reverse my video to the other, to be able to record not just myself, but something out of dual facing. Of course, right now I'm on my laptop, so I don't have a dual facing camera. But either way, they have all of these options that they can do preset it up and then just start recording, or these are all things that while a student is recording, they can access these effects and be able to bring in boards and increase my screen. If I'm done with that board, I can take it back out. I can go ahead and be able to change all of my different frames if I wanted to, would be happening right mid-recording as well. So if a student plans something out of how they want to do it, they can also do it that way. When we're done, right, they just have to click on the pause. They can click on next, and then they'll have that review stage. They can access these effects and be able. They have that review stage where students then are able to take a look at their clip. These effects and be able. All right, Melissa, stop. They can be able to do all of this. They can delete this whole clip if they want to start again. If they're fine with their video, they click on confirm. That remains the same. And so those are just some of the new features that are in the new Flipgrid camera options. I'm going to close out of here. One other thing that I wanted to remind is that for students to be able to access any feedback, so if they want to see feedback that's been left to them by their teachers, because that's private feedback, that video or rubric only goes to them, then those students need to go to my.flipgrid.com. And once there, they log in with their Google account. And when they do that, they'll be able to see all of their responses that they've done from all of the groups, and they'll be able to see their replies, and they'll be able there to access the feedback that their teacher has left them. So that is pretty much all of the great new features that Flipgrid has this year. So definitely I encourage you to use this with your class. Thanks for watching.